Hi everyone. I wanted to share something really interesting with you guys. I read it in this book, The Source Field Investigations by David Wilcock. I love that graphic there. It's beautiful. And he talks about Clive Backster, and I've read about Clive Backster before in The Secret Life of Plants, and found his experiments to be just really fascinating. For you guys who don't know who Clive Backster is, well, the most fascinating experiments that he's done is that with the plant and the polygraph, where he hooks up the polygraph to the plant and tries to get a reaction out of it, and the largest reaction that he got was when he thought of getting a match and burning one of its leaves. Got a huge spike in the polygraph. So that obviously intrigued him very much, and so he went on to do lots of other really interesting experiments. One also that he did was with just regular store-bought non-fertilized eggs. He hooked up one to the polygraph, and then he boiled some water, and then one by one put some of the other eggs, put them in the water, the boiling water, and every time he would put an egg in, the polygraph would spike up, and so I just find that really fascinating. And then also he had his plant hooked up again, and he found that it would do a huge spike again when he poured hot water into his laboratory sink, and he found that there was lots of bacteria in that sink, and so when he poured the hot water, it would be killing the bacteria, and the plant would be really affected by it. You know, he calls it, like, he says, like, the plant, like, is like, it's kind of screams, I guess. Obviously not to our ears and stuff like that. And it's hard for me to grasp the concept of plants or eggs feeling emotions that are, you know, very close to mine, like fear or nervousness or something like that, and but like the experiments and the polygraph, like with the polygraph and stuff, I find them to be very valid and just very fascinating. So I don't know, I guess I wouldn't call it screaming or whatever, but I would say definitely, you know, nervous. I think things can feel like, you know, plants and I guess even bacteria, like, can have a range of emotions, and I think they feel intent. I think that's it. I think they feel intent, and it affects them. They are affected by, I don't know if they're affected by our intent. Like, I think, like, would they be affected like this? Would they be affected like this if we weren't the ones observing them? So anyway though, he kind of comes to the conclusion, or like the idea that, like, you know, when we're eating things, it doesn't matter if we're a vegan or a raw foodist or whatever. When we're eating something, like if I'm eating a carrot, you know, it's gonna be giving off those same nervous, like, signals, and the living things around it are going to be feeling that. I'm a living thing too, so, like, even if I'm not conscious, I'm still receiving these nervous signals from this carrot that I'm eating, or an apple or whatever, something that is still living. And I'm not saying don't eat food. I love food. Food is one of the best things in the world. It's one of the best things about living. and so anyway, he thought about that, and so what he did was he sent love, and like love and gratitude, and like the intent of like, you know, you're helping me live, kind of thing, to the food, or to the food and stuff like that. And he noticed what do you call it? A large decrease in the spike, you know, when he would take a bite. You know, it would affect all the rest of the biological things around it a lot less, because you're doing it out of love, respect, and gratitude. So our intent is so important. And I find it interesting that before this science was even discovered, that, you know, that just like so many religions around the world would pray over their food before they ate, and I think that that's exactly what we should be doing. You don't have to call it praying if you are uncomfortable with that. I know lots of people are. But I just am so grateful. I'm just so grateful for the food, and especially if that food is like local, or if I grow it or something like that. I'm just so incredibly grateful. And so yeah, I guess the message here, I think, is have love and gratitude for your food, and respect as well, because our food is a natural resource, and it's important to respect like what gives us life, you know? Like I think it's truly important to show that just immense love and respect and gratitude. And even the taste. I love, like, that's the best thing I love about food. Like, you know, the taste of like a fresh garden carrot, or like the taste of like a strawberry warmed by the sun right from the garden. It's just, there's nothing like it. It's ridiculous, but I'm getting emotional. But just like, it's so simple, but it's so beautiful, and it's so lovely. It's really just one of the best things. It's funny that this thing about food, I should read about this thing about food, because 2 days ago, on Wednesday and Thursday, today's Saturday, so on Wednesday and Thursday, me and my boyfriend did a cleanse. Like, it's the cleanse with the lemon juice and the maple syrup and the cayenne pepper and water, and we did it for 2 days. I thought it was gonna be a lot. I thought I was gonna be a lot worse and stuff. I didn't think I could make it through the first day, but yeah, we made it 2 days, and I think if I didn't have to cook for my kids, or really, you know, be 100% and stuff, like looking after my kids, if I could do it on vacation, I'd be able to do it for 5 days, maybe even a week. I don't know if you're supposed to go that long, but like, when I could eat again, I was so grateful. Like, the first thing I ate was an apple, and I was just like, I love you, apple. Like, thank you. Like, it just tastes so good. It was just awesome. Yeah, so it really makes you grateful for food. And yeah, I think that's all I have to say on that. But yeah, definitely feel gratitude for your food. It's, you know, it's really a blessing. Like, I tell my kids, like, I tell them, I'm like, you eat like royalty. Like, we are like I'm on welfare. We are considered in poverty, but like me and my kids eat like royalty compared to most of the world. Like, compared to most of the world, we eat like kings and queens. Like, it's, you know, there is no reason to complain or anything like that about the food. you know, kids and stuff like that. They're like, oh, it's salad, I don't like this and stuff. And then that's when I tell them stuff like that. But yeah, like even if you don't have much money, if you are eating like 3 meals a day, you're very, very lucky. And you should feel gratitude for that. I think that's about it. I love you all very much. And also send love and gratitude to your water as well. If you live in a city, you know, it could probably help with the, you know, the chlorine content, and maybe, yeah, hopefully you don't live in a city that puts fluoride in their water. But if you do, then sending love and gratitude to your water might do something beneficial. So I love you very much. And I actually just found out what namaste means. It means the God in me sees the God in you. And I thought that was really cool. I mean, it might mean other, like, other different things for other people. But when I heard somebody say that, I was like, man, that's awesome. Like, I dig that. So, namaste. And I love you all very, very much.